Deserve Better actually started originally as a podcast, and I had absolutely no idea what I was doing with the podcast at the time. It was more just sharing my own story. No business plan or anything like that. I'd recently quit a prior business. I was in network marketing, but burnout. Absolutely hated it and was getting into a shit ton of debt, and I just thought this ain't for me. I'd started this podcast after I'd recently gotten out of a quite toxic, controlling and manipulative relationship. And originally the podcast was about just my story, because I was very much going down this whole, white picket fence kind of lifestyle. I'd got my nursing degree, had this really great career as a nurse, which I absolutely hated, dreaded every day that I was there. But I was married, settled, everything was going perfectly. We were trying for a baby, life was just wonderful. We had a mortgage together. And then in January of 2020, I came home from work and my husband said that he didn't want to be with me anymore and he was leaving. And to be honest, I was only in my nursing job at the time because we were trying for a baby, and obviously the stability, and at that point I thought, and I'm swearing a lot now, but what the fuck am I doing with my life, I'm like, what am I doing? And in that time I thought, well, there's nothing keeping me here. It was only really because of the situation that I was in, that I was staying in that job. And a couple of years down the line, I then quit my nursing altogether, moved over to Bali. I think people thought I were having a midlife crisis at 31, but that probably was. No, but I loved it. It was the best thing that I ever did, moving over there. Women were coming to me for support. They were going through maybe a divorce or a relationship breakdown, or maybe they were in a job which they absolutely hated and they were wanting to leave, or maybe they were moving abroad, things like that. But the most common one was definitely the end of a relationship. I thought, look, this could be something here. And at the time I didn't really know what. But then one thing led to another, and obviously I stepped into the coaching space. You can charge this amount and all this, and I think there was a part of me that got a bit excited, and I got my first couple of clients, and I think I started to lose why I'd gotten into this in the first place. Towards the end of the year, I've not had any clients now, like one-to-ones for a good couple of months. I was losing the reason I fully started everything, which was actually to make this kind of support accessible for everyone. Because when I first got back home from Bali and I was living at my mum's, had no money, no car, so I couldn't get around. I couldn't pay £20–30 for a women's circle, and that was when I needed it the most, and I didn't have it. Someone literally just wants to go for a walk and a talk, and they can get enough out of that hour or two session, and that's fine by me. So yeah, that's You Deserve Better.